making revenue, I call it playing with house money. I've been able to help my clients play with house money because they were able to make revenue from stuff that was right at their fingertips already. So let me do a screen share, and let me know if everyone could see this screen share. Can you guys see it?
I can see it. So
Great.
everybody else can?
Yes.
Great. So how to easily make money without spending on ads with little or no technical skills needed. And I'm not a technical person, although I have people on my team who are technical. And if there's enough time, and if Andy wants to do it, we'll go into some of the other stuff that we've kind of done with this. But this literally, you could get off this call right now and make money tonight. And I guarantee it, because I've literally had that with people. I've had people sign up on a Wednesday, and by the end of Thursday, they made $5,000. Who thinks that's a pretty good? That's a pretty good outcome. And I'm gonna go through the steps of that. So here's the first thing, is that incentives are our friends. All this is an incentive, and nearly every choice that we've ever made is based on an incentive. And the two ends of it is, how much am I going to benefit from this, or how much pain does it remove? Okay. And if we look back at the iPhone, 11 years ago, they didn't need to incentivize the iPhone. The iPhone was new enough, but for a lot of the markets that you guys are in, there's competition. When iPhone came out, there was no competition. So all they had to say was the iPhone, and people would line up. Now they have to incentivize it with getting iTunes, getting this, getting that. They have to bundle it together, right? Those are just incentives, okay? And they had free reign for a couple of years, and then the market got crowded, so they had to use incentives. So this is just another form of incentivization. And if Apple could do incentives, then we could do incentives also. We just have to know how to use them, and that they're our friends. Most small business owners right now are doing incentives wrong, because you're discounting stuff. How many people right now, to get a lead, to get a sale, to get a client, you're offering some discount as an incentive? Go ahead and chat, just give me an indication. Something really low cost. Okay, well, that's cutting into your profit margin. And if you guys want a really great resource on understanding the psychology, the book called Predictably Irrational. That would be an amazing book to kind of wrap your head around how incentives work. I've read it twice. I've had my clients read it. So this is just an incentive that works, that doesn't cost you any profit margin, right? For $49 a month, it's a stupid no-brainer. Okay, if you've been in the private group longer than 3 days, I don't know what you're waiting for. Okay,
maybe what's the name of that book one more time?
Predictably Irrational. Predictably Irrational by Dan Ariely, and it's really, really, really great. There's so many case studies from it that it's like you understand. Basically, if you understand incentives, you understand marketing. All right, and they even say that in the book. So let's go get into the meat of this. Low-hanging fruit, AKA zero risk. These ways are ways to make revenue right now without any risk, meaning you don't have to spend money, because not everyone here is gifted. I don't love creating ad campaigns. I do it, but I don't love testing something I don't know about, right? So I want to get some traction, and I want to make some revenue. And I could say, wow, I made $3,000. You know what? I'll take 1,000 of that 3,000 and start testing on stuff. But let's make some revenue right now. Does this sound like a good idea? Who'd like to make some revenue right now? So you could reactivate past clients. If you have a list of past clients, you could reactivate them with this, right? And you can activate any non-client that has never purchased from you. You can do that with this product. Okay, this is what I've done with my clients. So how to start? Here's how you start. Gift some Cancun vacations to your raving fans. And the reason that we're going to do that is because your raving fans, and that's people who are they're repeat visitors. Say you have a hair salon, you have a girl who's been coming to you for 5 years at a hair salon. You have somebody who's always coming into your restaurant. You have somebody in your business, they're tried and true. Gift them a vacation, all right? Have them agree to post about it on Facebook. Take pictures and videos of them bragging about it.
Hey, John,
Okay.
if I can interrupt you real quick, I got someone asking, how do they do that without coming across as scammy or not legit? What's your suggestion?
Well, I've never had one client who's done this and said that the people that they're gifting it to thinks it's scammy. They're just going to raving fans, and this is literally the pitch. Because you're a raving fan, I'm going to go ahead and gift you this vacation to Cancun. Explain it doesn't include travel. You have to pay hotel and resort fees, but you get to stay at these great resorts without paying the nightly fee for the room. And I've never had anyone and there's probably been 200 or 300 people in the last 3 weeks who have done that, and they've never had anyone that they gifted it to. And the reason that you're going to go to your raving fans is going to be twofold. They're your most raving fan. They're going to do whatever you say. All right. The second thing is you're going to have an agreement. I'm going to go ahead and give you this. I'd love to have you take a photo, and I'll explain the mechanics of what's actually going to move the needle the fastest. The printout of the certificate, I believe, is the best early stages because it's tangible. You can actually see it. It looks better. I think it's better than sending somebody an email where they redeem it. All right. So actually print that out. Okay. Additionally, you guys should be doing this. You should be printing it out and take a photo of it and do a video and say, guys, we have this great thing. If you're one of our past clients, or if you are somebody who's never come into our restaurant, done our salon, been our gym, whatever, if you call me right now, you're going to get one of these. All right. I'm going to give you a vacation. All right. You're going to use this to create awareness and this is a real idea in your audience's mind before you start doing some of the other steps. Is everyone follow me right now? I'm not looking at the chat right at the second. So I'm in the presentation.
Be clear, what you're starting with here is how to first start by going after your existing customers, get them excited, get some of your raving fans going before you start using this, so as you said, using your in-house money before you start spending money on marketing.
I see the idea in the audience with the closest people to me, all right, staff and raving fans. I have them just talking about it. And those people normally have influence over other people because they know people, like if you have a hair salon or a restaurant, other people who do it. And once they see somebody post that on Facebook, like, geez, thanks, ABC company or ABC restaurant, I got a vacation to Cancun, then it's real. Then when you start doing the outbound stuff, again, low cost, you start doing the outbound stuff, it's much easier for you and much easier for the audience to put their head around it. Does that make sense, guys? All right, I'm actually going to check the chat because we've got a whole bunch of messages here. Yes, 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 yes. Great. Any questions up to this point? Right now, all we're doing, guys, is we are just seeding the idea. We're using the inception, all right? And then it's much easier when you start messaging people. Did you see this? Did you know that we're doing this? It's for a limited time. I like doing stuff with limited time. If you're a past client, how does it work with what type of memberships, Valerie? There will be a copy of this. Yes, I'll make it available for everyone.
Maybe she's got a membership business. She's talking about how to do it for her existing members. I don't know.
For legal plans, I would just message people and say, hey, you've been a client for however long. But we're in the early stages, all right? So if you don't know who your raving fans are, if you don't have a tight-knit audience, it might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm talking with people, somebody's name, how long they've been a client of yours, they've bought everything that you've had to offer, all right? Those are the best people to reach out to and say, hey, I want to go ahead and start, yeah, I'm talking about, yes. Okay, but I'm talking about the vacations right now. Yep.
Yeah, that reminds me of, we have one of our members, Taylor Morgan, down in South Florida area. She sent out an email campaign, customer appreciation week, and gave a bunch of people a vacation if they bought at least $100 worth of stuff. But you're saying just give it to your raving fans to get the ball rolling, get the excitement going.
That's it. And that's going to help. It's going to help you with confidence, right? It's going to help you answer questions. And it's gonna spread that idea that, like, wow, this is really awesome. This business that I love that you hear me talking about is doing something even better. All right, Em, that's going to be. I'll get to some of that later on. This is. Is there a way to use this for a new business? I would give it. For a new business, I would give it out to my friends. Okay, you have an audience of people right now. Friends or past clients, you have an audience that you could give it to, and they could start spreading the word. All right, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people to start a buzz on your behalf. All right, so the next step is, again, the printouts, and I'm talking about either the hotel discount cards or the printout for the vacations. That's what I'm talking about primarily, not the restaurant card.
By the way, before you move on, just to let everybody know, any day now, very soon, we have some professionally printed certificates that will be available for you to order. So rather than going to Kinko's or what have you, or printing them from your home computer, and they're not being very attractive, the ones we've got coming should, well, we haven't seen them yet, but they're supposed to be really sharp looking that you guys might want to get your hands on.
You know what, the graphics on the printout I think is great, I think it's nobody's complained that it's not on parchment paper. Anyway, but I mean, nicer is better, and I really like that you guys are adding so much collateral on the back end to help us out. I appreciate that. All right, so how to make money in the next 24 hours, AKA there's thousands of dollars at your fingertips already. There's literally thousands of dollars at your fingertips. And all this is a way to nudge those people into becoming people who purchase something from you. Okay? Like I've had people go in, they haven't talked to their lead before, they have never contacted, they reached out either in an email, text, or called, and activated that person in a 15-minute phone call and got money on the phone. All right? Tens of thousands of dollars have been generated this way already with my clients. It's right there at your fingertips. Okay? So email everyone in your database with the offer. By the way, I do offer for my clients done free emails. Text. All right? You can text this also. Would you like oh, you've been a client of ours in the past. Would you like to get started again with us and get a free vacation? That's the text. If they text back no, then you don't worry about it. If they text back yes, great, let's get on the phone. Like literally, that's how easy it is. Okay, phone. All you have to say is, here's what we have. All right, and you have to know how to talk about the giveaway, the gifts, the vouchers comprehensively. You have to know this. You have to kind of practice it and rehearse it. But you should be able to say, what I'm doing is I'm giving all of my past clients or all people in my database or 17 people in the next 2 days, and that's it. Then we're cutting it off. We're at our limit at 17. The ability to become a client of ours and get something that I know that you want, which is to get in shape or to get your hair done or to enjoy a restaurant. And I'm giving a vacation to US. I like to start with something small and not give the biggest one, all right? And to get some money in, start with a US destination. A vacation at a resort in the US. Are you interested in this? And if they say yes, great. Let me know. I'm in the back end right now. We have these different areas. We have these different destinations. Where would you like to go to? I will print out your receipt. I will print out your certificate right now. All I'll have to do is get a credit card for you for a down payment or whatever that is. Take it. Like I've had people take payments over the phone. All right. And it's not that difficult. You're not going to have a 100% success rate. I've had clients report 70 to 80% success rate. They literally, just didn't have enough time in the day to get through all their leads. All right. I've had one location made $11,000 in 48 hours. One location in Oklahoma City, outside Oklahoma City, not even Oklahoma City proper, Edmond, Oklahoma, made $11,000 in less than 2 days. Okay. To avoid problems down the line, make sure that you include the parameters. All right, guys, travel's not included. And when I say that with people, I say, of course, travel's not included, of course. You have to pay resort fees and you have to pay taxes. All right. And be able to explain how this is real. If you can't explain how this is real, how is the company able to do this? And make sure that you don't have to sit through a timeshare presentation. All right. If you can't explain how this is real, that resorts aren't booked up 24/7, and they'd rather bring people in and give away a stay in a room and make money off of restaurants and other amenities than not do anything and see their revenue flatline. All right, they'd rather do that, and this company's partnered up with those resorts around the world. Does that make sense for everyone? Andy, is there a better way that I could say that, or is that pretty good?
No, that's good. You know, we've traveled over 1 million clients, so we have relationships to get the unused inventory at very, very cheap prices. And just like you said, I mean, the resorts would rather have someone in the room using the restaurant, the spa. A lot of people end up staying a couple extra nights, so they get that revenue at the regular rate. So yeah, that's exactly how it works. And we've been doing this internally, just so you guys know, for about 5 years before we decided to start advertising Boost. You know, we've been doing this ourselves, and we've generated more customer video testimonials than any other company in the world, over 22,000 of them using this. So again, it's something that, the industry's been around for 40 years, but we kind of took it and we wanted to improve it. We wanted to, the certificates that other companies had offered over the years were expensive. They were hard to redeem, and we wanted to, really bring this into the 21st century and do it right. And, we've just killed it for the last 5 years. And we had a couple other companies come to us asking if they could, start using our incentives as well. And it just, it clicked that, this could be a great product to put out there for other businesses to use. So that's how it got started. And, but that's exactly how it works.
Love it. Andy, somebody asked a question. What's that $11,000? So it's literally leverage something that costs you nearly nothing, leverage the vacations, the hotel cards, whatever, leverage that for people to pay you for your main business offer. That's where the money's being made. I'm not even trying to strategize about making money from people who are going on trips. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you own a restaurant, you could use a $100 hotel savings card to leverage people to come in for that. Okay. Now I've actually created a rewards program, and if there's enough time on this, I could show you how I've automated all of this for my clients if there's enough time. But we're not through this yet. So the majority of or actually all of the money generated by my clients has been, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this vacation if you sign up for my program, come into my business, give me money on my core offer, and the profit margin is astronomical. Okay, does that make sense, everyone?
That was other than the first few that you would encourage them to give away to the raving fans just to get the excitement and buzz going, like you said early on, right?
Yep. All right, so let me go to the last part here. What incentives to use when? And I think this is a big thing. So after you start getting some traction, listen, when he's first starting off, give something really nice. I wouldn't give the Cancun, but you might give that, like you might incentivize that just to be like, well, that's really, I get a Cancun vacation. That's really great. You might do that to get some traction, but eventually you're going to start having to think about what product, what am I going to give for people based on where they are in the funnel? Am I making sense, guys? Like I would not, to be honest, for me, if I'm just trying to get leads into my system, I'm not gonna say sign up as a lead and I'm gonna give you a vacation. You're giving too much away. Not only are you giving too much away, you have nothing to upsell later on, right? I'm gonna incentivize it with something that is attractive, that's appropriate based on where people are in the sales process. Is everyone following me? I wanna make sure that you guys are following me right now. Okay, good. Good. All right, cool. Great. Thanks, guys. Love the feedback. I love how responsive this audience is. Great job. So use the hotel savings card to generate top of funnel leads. Okay? Use that as top of funnel leads. If you just want to get a bunch of leads, people signing up for something but not paying you, there's no transaction, there's just getting it. Use the hotel savings card. All right? I find that really easy, and we've automated that for a bunch of businesses, which means that they click on something and I have a messenger sequence that automatically fulfills that, okay? Incentivize sales using US destination vacations. Now this is important because people tend to get really skeptical of an offer that's too good to believe. If you lead with that, you're gonna meet a lot of market resistance, okay? And it might be too soon in the process, but if somebody got into your funnel with a hotel savings card, then they probably trust you more, right? Down the road in a week or two, when you say, if you sign up, I'll give you this vacation, okay? So don't lead with something too big thinking, I'm gonna get a bunch of people in here. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot, all right? If you lead with your best, most amazing offer, you have nothing to incentivize other offers, all right? So think about this strategy when you're doing this, okay? Right now, if you're just getting started, incentivize people with something really great. But after the first 8 or 10 people, I would back down. I would close it out. I say, I only have 9 of these, all right? And basically what you're proving to yourself and to your audience is that this works, right? I know that, you know that. Then from there, you could get a little bit more strategic with how you're laying stuff out. Does everyone follow this process right now? This is the process that all my clients are following. So Diane Puri, where are you right now? Have you given out any, or are you beginning? Let me know where you are. I will share this, Tyrone. Yep. Okay, so Diane, so what you need to get for yourself is you need to get some belief in what you're doing. You need to get some of your people talking about it and believing it, and you need to poke holes in it a little bit. I get that, all right? Your clients are gonna get that, but once you get through your raving fans and maybe the first 8 or 10 people who came in, and Diane, what's your business? Chatbots. Yeah, I would say anyone signs up for my course, I'm gonna give you vacation. Why not, right? And then you could back it down after you get the first 8 or 10 or 15 people in, like, wow, this really works. Well, thank you, Diane, for asking good questions. I appreciate that. So I talk really fast. I've had like 3 of these Red Bulls. We had a fire alarm go off 20 minutes before this presentation, so my heart rate is up really high. What do I need to go over a little bit more in depth? Ask some questions right now. I'll go over more stuff in depth, and anyone could ask a question, because I want to make sure that you guys are clear on the strategy, because it works. There is money to be made out there without spending money, without risking anything on ads, without having a big expense. There's money right now to be made with people who are right around you and past clients and leads who've never done anything.
I got a question for you. Remind me again, John, how long have you been using our service?
About a month.
Wow, so you've been banging it out quick. Okay.
I just get it. I mean, I just get it. And to be honest, I was able to create a blue ocean strategy from this that's killing it.
Awesome.
So I have an agency right now. I didn't have an agency a month and a half ago. I've got an agency where I actually set up campaigns and automated sequences based around a rewards and loyalty program based around advertising boost. And if there's time, if you guys want to see it, I could show you how that works.
Cool.
So I've generated $1 billion for 7,000 businesses in the last 14 years. I primarily in the fitness space, but I've worked with a guy who teaches music lessons. I work with a company in South Africa who does LinkedIn business to business stuff. So this is not my first foray into this, and I kind of got it, and like it was an aha moment, and I started testing stuff out with my clients, and then I figured a way how to automate it, including ads and leads and a referral retention program as well. That's just killing it right now.
So remind me again.
I want to stay on topic. I want to just talk about how you guys can make money right now with what you have. That's the focus of the presentation. I want to make sure I get through all of that. So Dave had a question about restaurant cards and hotel cards and also vacation. So that's an Andy question.
Yeah, you can give as many restaurant cards as you want. There's no restrictions there. As far as the vacations, the restrictions is one U.S. vacation and one international vacation to the same person.
Cool. Do I have any written reference material to follow up on? I have, I'm the only person on the planet who's been hired by the co-founder of CrossFit. I don't know how that is. I don't know if that's a good enough reference for some people here.
I think it's more reference material to go with this. If we could share the Google Doc to put inside the portal as well.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. This will be shared, and I'll look for some of the emails that we've sent out also as templates that you guys could use, and some text and things like that also.
Okay, great.
Can you tell us how some of was it gyms that you had that worked with you that did really well with this as well?
Yeah, it's primarily been gyms who've worked with me, and it's like I literally had a gym sign up on a Wednesday, and by the end of business on Friday, they had done $11,000. And I had like no formal, I talked to them, I kind of laid out the roadmap. I said, here's what the pitch is, here's what the script is. And they went out and they reactivated, and they even leveraged it. They got the first 4 or 5 sales just by people putting a deposit down. They actually leveraged it. You had to put 50% of the membership down to get the vacation, and they had people do that. Like, so people signing up for a year, they had to put 6 months down up front to get the membership, and they had people doing that. So that's how they made a lot of money. I have people sign up as an affiliate. Yep. So I've had multiple affiliates sign up underneath me.
That's what I call bada bing, bada boom. Pay 6 months in advance and get the vacation bonus. Awesome.
But they first got their traction by, does this work? Can I do it? And they got like 4 or 5 and like, hey, how can we, people are like, they had such a high success rate, over 70% people were saying yes. They're like, well, how can we really leverage this? And they started pushing the envelope, and they didn't talk about it. They just did it on their own. Like, can we actually get people paying more? They went with 3 months up front, and they had people say yes, and they went with 6 months up front, and they had people say yes, and that's kind of where they stopped, and they signed up a whole bunch of people from that.
So they had the printed certificate to show as the salesmen were pitching.
Yep, and they took photos. They put that on Facebook. They proof of, like, social proof, and they even had their clients talk about it after, like in an interview. So it was like super, super fantastic. And this is literally part of their strategy. They're expanding their business, and this is part of the strategy. They're trying to sign up 400 people in 2 months, and we're going to kill it with this. We're going to kill it with this incentivized offer. Become a lead, download a free PDF, get a $100 hotel savings card, become a client, get a vacation, upgrade your membership, get a really exotic vacation.
That's definitely a great strategy. Bringing them through the funnel, that really works best. We've got people that are selling really high ticket items, $10,000 to $15,000 coaching memberships, and the Cancun vacation works great for that. But really, it's best to like you said, match them where they're at in the funnel, and start off with something smaller, and then use the higher value incentives to really upgrade them throughout the process. So that's
Stephen had a great question. How can this work for fundraising? Donate $50, get a $100 hotel savings card. Donate $250, get this. Donate this much, get this.
Yeah, exactly. We remember that there's a story. There's a church that was about to they were about to close the doors. They needed $5,000 within 24 hours, and he offered to give anyone who donated at least $100 a vacation incentive. They raised over $5,000 in 1 hour and kept the church open. So that's one story. But there's a lot of stories that we received from people raising a ton of money through charities using the vacation incentives.
Yeah, I mean, how many people here have had this is my 29th year in business. I opened my first business when I was 20 years old, and that business is still open today, believe it or not. And how many people here are kind of like sitting, waiting for like inspiration? You're waiting for like something written in scripture. God comes down from heaven and says, this actually works. Like, how many people are waiting for it? And how many people are, based on where you are right now, are like, yeah, I'm going to, so here's the way I think about this. I had to sell myself first. That's the first sale. Sell yourself first. I did a lot of investigation. I looked around. I even talked to a couple people from the group before I went full steam ahead. And I had enough information in my head. Sold myself first. Then I sold my immediate team, the closest team to me. I sold them on the idea. And then they sold the people closest to them. All right? That's the way that you do it. Okay? That's the way if you need to sell yourself first. Some of you are waiting. You might not have sold yourself first. I looked around. I poked holes in everything. I looked at the Better Business Bureau. Guys, I looked up and down. I looked for problems with this, to be honest. I've been in the space long enough, and I was like, this is legit. This is friggin' legit. And then I talked to I started putting some feelers into my clients. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it would actually work? Do you think hey, let's go ahead and try it out, test it out. You guys poke holes in this idea. And then they like, no, it looks legit. Great, go ahead, sign up. Great, we're gonna go out, we're gonna make revenue off of your past leads. And then they went out and they did it, and now they're like, this is part of their game plan moving forward.
So John, I got a question for you with the gyms. Somebody asked in the chats here, what did they do to get new bodies in the door? Were they using the search to get people to show up, or they were using the search to close people that were already coming in?
They were using it so this is all contacts that they already had, people in their private group, leads that they had prior. So that's how they made a majority of their money. And I'm setting up a full-blown, or I have set up a full-blown automated strategy where it's an incentivized offer, try a workout, get $100 hotel gift card. All right, that's a lot of leads, okay? Then in that sequence, become a member and get a vacation. And it's all automated.
So yeah, so you've got an existing business, you've got customers coming in the door, they already know you and trust you. That certainly helps the certificate incentives take it, to boost sales right away. That's awesome advice, yep. John. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
Andy, do we have enough time to do a demo? If anyone, if the audience wants to see it, I've got a demo if you guys want to see it, but if there's no time, I'll appreciate everyone's schedule and I don't have to show it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so this is a business who reached out to me, and the business is already doing $3 million a year. So we've got some stuff down here about it, but let me just go ahead and go here. So if you guys click on this, go to my Facebook page, my fan page. And this is one of so ignore the top really quickly. Choose an offer, download book or hotel gift card. Let's go right into hotel gift card. They take a survey. I'm just going to take you through the survey really quickly. So this company hired me to take their revenue from 3 million to 20 million. I'm just going to take you through a survey. It's a fitness survey. It's a fitness challenge. Let me get through a couple of these questions, guys, and then we'll go into what it looks like with certificates and the gift cards. Automated employee 24/7. So they're gonna get to redeem the card because we promised part of the survey is fill out the survey, get the hotel savings card. All right, clicking on that, they automatically get it. All right, they get it sent to them. And if they sign up, we've incentivized it even more. They get their vacation. So we have the selections. Where do you want to go? You want to go to US or you want to go to Mexico? What do you guys think about that? Who likes that?
That's pretty darn good.
So that's just one aspect. That's front end. That's getting leads and sales in the front end. Then I have a loyalty and retention program for ongoing members and incentivizing that. Does anyone want to see the loyalty program? So I'll let this play for a second. This is for one of the gyms that I'm working with. About 20 seconds. So the reason that so I had an aha moment, Andy, with your product, is that I could build out an amazing incentivized loyalty program without an expense to the gym or the lowest expense to the gym. Most loyalty programs fail because you have to either discount your services or you have to give out, you have something attached, you have something that you're giving that has cost of goods sold. All right. With Advertising Boost, they could create a value ladder that people want to climb, that it's nearly no expense.
Yes, I definitely agree.
Like a sign up today.
Saw someone ask if using it for a test drive at a car dealer would be too much of too much of an offer to get them just for a test drive.
I would start off with why not $100 to $300 hotel savings card? I think why not that?
Yeah, I saw a testimonial recently. Someone used that and they got 103 test drives within a 10-day period. I think they sold like around 30 cars. It was their biggest ever. So yeah, it works with pretty much everything.
So this is a longer sequence, guys. I apologize if this is too long, but I want to take you into the incentives. I want to show you the reward incentives here in a second. So get your points is easy, 1, 2, 3. And this is how they get points. So the first one is a t-shirt. All right. Then the next level up is $300 hotel savings card. The next one is free month of the gym membership. The next one is US vacation. So, and these are all the points underneath that. And this is all done automatically on the back end. It calculates everything. The gym doesn't have to touch a thing. The business doesn't have to touch a thing. That's about it. If you guys want, if you want to go through this, you just click the link. All right. If you want to talk to me about this, all you have to do is type in want, and that would bring up a way to schedule time. And I'm gonna end it there, and you'll see one of my clients talking about his results.